Absolute crap. It won't start. That thing's broken. Something's wrong with it. So we won't be trimming the grass. Hello everyone, welcome back to Alfie's Agriculture. Today we are going to do some grass cutting at the allotment. We might pick one or two things just for dinner today, since a lot of things are ready. The potatoes, I don't think I'm going to do today because we've already got a bunch of potatoes from my mother's plot at home, and you don't want to pick it and then not use it, so we'll leave it in the ground for now just to keep it preserved, basically. But as you can see, if you just look behind me, a lot of things are just overgrown, so we're going to be doing some grass cutting. Might pull some weeds in a few of the beds, but yeah, we'll start off with cutting the grass with the lawnmower in front of mine and my mother's sheds, and probably down the middle pathway as well, and then put all the grass clippings in the compost bin. So yeah, we'll start with that. Okay, so first of all we need to put the grass box on. Alright, give it an old pull. Jesus. Oh my god. Why is that so hard? This thing must be broken, surely. Give it another go. Oh, this thing's crap. The father has called me and he confirmed my theory that the red handle has to be pushed in to start it. My mother said no, but I thought so. So here we go. Let's try it now. Absolute crap. Oh god. It won't start. That thing's broken. Something's wrong with it. Anyway, so we won't be trimming the grass. But, so as we could discuss my plans for upgrades to the allotment. Upgrades? I hear you ask. Let me show you. So, a couple of days ago, I got rid of the pond that was the rainwater collector because there was no cover for it, which means it could get loads of sunlight, meaning algae would form, therefore meaning mosquitoes and gnats bred in this, and there was lots of eggs, and that's bad because we were getting loads of bites on our skin and it was very itchy. Didn't like that, not fun. Also loads of leaves would fall on it because there's no cover, and then if you pour that into your watering can, leaves would block the watering can. Not fun at all. So got rid of the pond, got a water butt, and then the gutter is just going into the water butt, which has a lid, and then there's a very tiny hole which leaves cannot fit through in the middle. So the water flows into the lid, drips through, and then you've got clear water in the bottom, which has no sunlight and no debris. Perfect, good stuff. We need more. So I'm going to be keeping an eye out on Facebook Marketplace for more of those, and then I can, attach them all at the top. So then when one's full, start stripping into the next one, and then we've got loads of them. And also, I'm planning, probably next season, not this season, to do a hose pipe that comes out of the ground here and runs under the ground across this pathway just here. So it'll go from over here where the water butt is under the ground so it can't get trampled on, and then into both the corn house and all of my beds over there, and then we'll have loads of hookups, so then I can put drip feed hoses so then they can be drip fed in the summertime, or I can just fill up the watering can manually and water them on my own, because each of these butts has a tap hookup and a valve so you can turn them off. So for example, I could have one hose that clicks into that, and then it hooks up to all of the beds, and they each have their own drip feed hose, and it will just drip feed that entire 200 litre barrel across all of them. You know, you may think, oh, 200 litres of water is too much for one bed, but when you divide it across the whole allotment, it's pretty good. So what I could do is, you know, just have that running, just turn it on whilst I'm here for 2 hours, turn it off when I leave, and they've been watered quite simply. So I think that's quite a nice idea, but it's a bit late this season to do it. Obviously all the plants are mostly grown now, so there's no point in doing it. I'll probably do it in the off-peak I'll do it off-peak when you know, there's no plants in the ground, so then I can dig up the dirt and put the hose in and stuff like that, so then it's ready for next season. So yeah, that's my idea for that. If you have any suggestions, or you've got an allotment and have like you know, the auto watering system of your own, please leave in the comments your solutions that you've ever had, or ideas, even if you never even actually came to doing them, what thoughts you had about that, and how you think you could auto water, because this site does not have a tap. We just don't have free running water. We do have a well, but it's like we don't have electricity, so you can't use a big pump. You can only use little like 12-volt pumps that are powered by car batteries, and they're good, but the issue with them is you can't have them running too long, otherwise they'll burn out. So I couldn't just, you know, have a pump all the way over at the well and then a hose running to my allotment, because not only is it 20-30 meters away, but also the pump will burn out. So I don't really want to do that. That's more of a last resort, the pumping. We're trying to get most of our water from rainwater. So obviously, yeah, like in the off-peak when you're not using the water, if I've got the more of these, the better, because in the off-peak, in the winter, it rains more. You don't need to use the rain. So we'll just store loads of it ready for the summertime. And then, yeah, hopefully we have loads. Another thing I think we should talk about is things that I've learned so far, like things I thought, and then turns out they weren't true, or now I have a different opinion compared to when I first got the allotment. First is don't grow peas. You don't get many peas out of the amount of space and also the amount of work you have to do for it, because you have to plant each individual one. You have to build the pea frames as well, which we did from scratch with little bamboo sticks and twine, and then plant each individual one in, and to make sure they don't get eaten by slugs. Slugs love them. And then you've got to pick them all, and you've got to peel each pod, and then you don't get that many peas out of it compared to what you've done. So I'm never going to do peas again, definitely. Potatoes and onions, they're good, easy to do, nice hardy plants. Peppers probably won't do again unless I have a greenhouse to put them in, because I don't think summer's long enough for them to actually grow much fruit. Plus they're slug gold as well, so that's another one that only if you've got a greenhouse to keep them in the entire season. Corn I have yet to decide on, because it's still growing. It seems pretty easy, seems pretty good, but it hasn't actually grown yet. They might be tiny and I might not actually get that much corn out of it, so we'll find out. Fruit, I mean, so my mother's got obviously a vineyard with loads of fruit bushes and an apple tree and all that. That's good, because you've planted it, it's grown, it's there every year. You know, you don't have to do any maintenance on it, maybe prune it, that's it. So every year she's got a bunch of fruit. That's good if you like fruit, which I do, but I also want vegetables to cook with. So I think it's good that we've both got, you know, she's got loads of fruit, I've got loads of vegetables. It's a good combo. Compost bin, haven't actually changed my mind on that yet. I think it's a good idea, but it seems like it's a long investment, because I haven't actually got any compost back out of it yet. But it's not like we needed it yet, so it's not like, you know, I've tried and then there wasn't any there. There could be loads ready to go. I haven't actually checked. I think it's more like you'll get one lot per year. So obviously I've got 3 bays. I'll probably get 1 bay per year of compost, which I've discussed before. If it's 1 cubic meter, that's 1,000 litres of compost. That's mad. That's plenty. That's absolutely loads. But obviously it depends on your size of your allotment, really, and whether you've got space for big compost bins like that, or if you've just got them, you know, them plastic water butt looking drums, which is still also a lot of compost worth. That's probably like 150 litres of compost, 100 litres at least. Good for getting a tan, I will say, the allotment. You get a nice tan here. Bad for hay fever. Yeah, my hay fever does not like it. You may not have noticed I've got hay fever, but that's because between every sentence I'm sniffling, but I cut that out because obviously that's disgusting. You don't really want to hear that. Sometimes I may miss one because for me it's literally just second nature. Like, I'm so used to sniffling that I don't even notice it anymore. So yeah, if you do notice it, please excuse me. Plants, not plants, like flowers and stuff, decorative plants. It's very nice. I can appreciate that, especially Ellie. She likes it as well. But we've noticed a lot of plants, you know, they're not easy to grow. And then Ellie made a point. All the some weeds that grow, they have nice flowers on them. So she was like, "Oh, let's just grow them. You know, they're weeds. Weeds always seem to grow, and they look nice." So I was like, "Yeah, true." Oh well. Also, another question I've got for you guys is, obviously you got like the black weed membrane stuff that you put over the beds in the winter time so weeds don't grow. But I've also seen that some people use cardboard with, like, you know, a brick over it or something just to hold it down. Is that just as effective? Because I know that cardboard also breaks down and mulches the ground. But does it, you know, combat weeds, or will weeds grow underneath the cardboard? If you know, please let me know in the comments. I'm just trying to, mainly nowadays, just trying to find things to automate a lot of the process, like how I discussed a minute ago, the auto watering system. Because, you know, things like that are tedious. You don't really want to have to do over and over and over. New stuff and the exciting stuff like planting in, fine, happy with that. But when it's just watering, you know, you don't have to come here every day to water, or every other day to water for an hour when you've got absolutely loads of stuff to water. So if I could have an auto watering system, get rid of the tedious stuff. If there's anything else that you know of that is quite tedious at the allotment, and you know a way of reducing it or automating it, please do leave a comment. I'd love to know. As for this thing, right, crap. Absolute crap. I'm going to leave that for my dad to fix. My diagnosis is the cable of the red kill switch needs tightening. I don't think when you pull it, it's actually pulling enough for it to have an effect on the motor. But we'll find out. My father will diagnose it and fix it. Since that's dead, I can't actually do much. So I'm actually just gonna, that was it basically. It was just a chat, really. Catch up video today. Next week, hopefully, we'll have it fixed and I can actually do some grass trimming. But yeah, we'll leave it there for today. Thank you very much for tuning in and, you know, listening to my rant. I don't know if sometimes I like to just tune into people and watch them rant, especially just in the background whilst I'm doing something. It's nice, you know, get some insight into what people think. But yeah, if you have any input on the things I've discussed today, please leave it in the comments. It's always a learning curve to these sorts of things, especially all the things I haven't tried yet, like the auto watering system. I'm sure there's lots of life hacks that you could do to make it a lot simpler or cheaper, or, you know, on a budget. So let me know if you do know anything about that. But yeah, I'm gonna pack up and head home because I can't use the lawnmower. But yeah, thank you for watching. As always, adios and deuces.